Hello and good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're located. My name is Tina Bradford. I am one of the customer success managers. And just to make sure that you can hear me, if you can just drop down in the chat box, where are you located in the US? So, cool. So I've got some responses. So I just wanted to make sure that that we did have some audio going on. So welcome Montana and Georgia. It is a small group. So at any time you do have a question, please feel free to raise your hand for me and I will unmute your mic, or you're welcome to drop it down in the chat box as well. So what I'm going to do in this demo is I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you a purchase presentation that your clients would receive, a refinance presentation, and then I'm going to go into Mortgage Coach, talk a bit about how to use Mortgage Coach, integrations that we have, because each of you might have different integrations being with different enterprises. Here is our basic purchase presentation. And you can see in this one, I'm doing a 30-year fixed and a 15-year fixed. You can see that I'm highlighting. Highlighting is simply clicking the mouse button. I can also click it on the road to demonstrate to my client the payment, or maybe I just want to talk about the individual cash to close. I can just click one or the other. In this case, because it is 20% down on both and they have the same closing cost, those are identical. Monthly savings is going to show us the difference. So in this case, they're going to save, because it's in green, $323 a month. When your client looks at the presentation, if you do have social survey and it is turned on through your enterprise, then your social survey reviews will be showing up. I'm going to go ahead and go into the more information. It will give a breakdown of where the money's going every month. So if I had, I could include the property tax, the hazard insurance in here, mortgage insurance as well. We can drop in HOA. This other field, you can name it anything you want. And you'll see in the refinance scenario, we have it named credit cards, but if they have Mello-Roos, or if they have a state tax or some other tax that's not displayed in Mortgage Coach, you can place it there if it's a monthly fee. Reduction payment and investment payment, those go with using our reinvestment strategy. In the closing cost window, you initially have the bulk closing cost. If you're using a Govy loan, you might even include that upfront MI funding fee or guaranteed fee that is placed here. When you want to see all the details of the fees, you can go into the fee detail and it'll actually give you a breakdown of each of the fees. Who is paying the fees? Is it an APR or not? And then the prepaid escrows, if we did have them in here, it would show those, as well as if you're financing it into the loan. And you'll see that in the refinance scenario. Reinvestment window here, this is going to allow you to do a quick principal reduction payment. You also could go in and show an investment account showing the rate of return and an investment payment. And then it would reflect that total in that 15 years right here. So any questions so far? And again, you can raise your hand if you do have a question, or if you're more comfortable, drop it in the chat box, either one. Looks like we're good. Monthly payment difference. The most expensive product here, the 15-year, and the most expensive product in the savings over 60 months, those are your zeros, and the other ones will show you how much you save. So in the monthly payment difference, you're saving that $323. More information here. It's just going to give you more of the summary type information. No new information is introduced in this section. The savings over 60 months, that is going to give you the unrecoverable cost savings. So this is a great spot to show break-even points if it would apply. And what we are taking into consideration is interest in MI plus closing cost. Now, if you do show a tax benefit, that's money coming back into the client's pocket. So that tax benefit would be subtracted from the total closing cost. Again, we compare these two totals, and the savings is then reflected in the graph. And finally, I'm showing principal paid in 15 years. This window here, you can choose to show principal paid, interest paid, or total equity or net worth. And in the more information, it's going to give you balances in the time frame that you choose. So you can customize it based on your client's goals for their personal growth in finances. And then you can come in here and you can highlight information that would be relevant to them based on when they want to move up, or maybe they want to retire, whatever that point is that you're achieving with that time frame. Scrolling to the top, you can share this with your client. It's simply clicking that share button, and you can send it right in the email. If your company has it turned on, you can also send it right over to social media. Some compliance teams have asked to turn that off. Or you can simply copy this and put it in an email. Anything that I'm showing you on here, you can also do it on your cell phone. So if you were out in the field, you also have the ability to use Mortgage Coach in the field. When your client opens up a presentation, what they're going to do is first they will receive disclosures. Those disclosures simply say this is only an estimate until you're in contract, just like a loan estimate. They have to accept that information. And then they have, instead of the share button, they have the start now button. So this would be directed directly to your online application. In the left corner, there's a menu. You may have the translate button, depending on the enterprise. Some have it turned off, and that will translate it to Spanish. So great for those who are working in the Spanish market. Your client also has the ability to print themselves. They can share it, which is important because that's free marketing. So you want to encourage your clients to share the presentation, or switch view, which will just provide a stack view. But as you see, it looks identical to what I displayed on the presentation, that is the individual or the loan officer's presentation. Loan officer also has a clear all button that simply takes out all the highlightings at one time, so I don't have to see them or click on them each individually. Any questions on that purchase presentation? We're going to dive into the refi presentation. The refi presentation, I am showing the current loan scenario and comparing it to a 20-year or 30-year, 20-year, 15, and a 20-year rolling in the debt. Actually, I changed it to a 15 rolling in the debt. Now, what you'll see is I'm going to change this wording really quick. So I'm going to go right into that refinance and just dive in there. And what's going to happen is it will adjust itself when I click the next button on the presentation. You only have to provide your clients one presentation, and then anything that you do update, it will automatically update it on the screen that the client is looking at. So it's not required to make them jump out of the presentation or to send them multiple links. They get one link throughout the process, unless you're working with more than 4 products. If you're working with more than 4 products, that is a limitation of Mortgage Coach. We only display 4 products at once on the screen, just to keep it nice and clean so it looks presentable to the client. Again, summary information is in here, cash to close. You can see in this case, we rolled everything into the loan. Down here, the freedom point, that is when they will pay off that loan. But the more information, summary information here, you can see now I have credit here where they're paying off that credit card in this last payment. So we're removing that part from their payment, thus making it less than their current payment. Closing costs are in there. In the closing costs, we have the itemization. Here you can see those prepaid escrows, the APR fees, who's paying what. The reinvestment window, if I wanted to come in and show, maybe they like the fact that they're paying it off in 15 years, but maybe they want to use this extra money to start building a reinvestment account. I can show them how to apply that to an investment account in order for them to grow more net worth. On the monthly payment difference, the only option that's going to be more expensive is that 15-year. They would have to come in with extra money. Now, why do they not have to? That 15 with debt, remember there was $750 worth of debt that's now spread over 15 years. So thus, it's going to make their monthly payment less. Savings over 11 months. Here's where you can find that break-even point. So I'm showing 11 months here because between the 10th and 11th month, that is when the break-even point is on that 30-year loan. And the reason I know that is because I want to get this number as close to zero as possible. So when I'm working in there, I can get it close to zero. Now, anything over 11 months, that's a break-even point on this loan option. Of course, these loan options are going to have a faster break-even point because we are paying less interest and more towards principal faster. And finally, I'm showing the interest in 15 years. How much money can it save you in interest? What is it going to cost you extra in interest if you are rolling that loan or extra money into the mortgage? And in this case, it's going to cost them about $3,000 extra by rolling that money in. Any questions on the refinance scenario? Again, you're welcome to raise your hand or drop it in the chat box. Looks like we're good. We're going to get into Mortgage Coach itself. Mortgage Coach is designed on template system. Several of the enterprises already have templates at the branch level. Some companies do not have it at the branch level, but we are able to build in them at the branch level. In the settings area, the first template is a fee template. The fee template is going to contain any of the fees on your loan estimate to exclude your prepaid days of interest, hazard insurance, property tax, and reserve months. Everything else on there would simply be listed in here for you to be able to place on the presentation for your client so they can see your fees. Often I'm asked about the title fees, escrow fees. How do we place them in? You can place them in as a percentage, you can place them in as an average dollar amount, or you could choose to leave it blank and fill it in each time you're building a presentation. The second set of fees or templates is a product template. A product template is exactly that. It's about each product. So if I wanted to come in and create a product template, let's say I'm going to create one really fast for an FHA purchase. FHA 3.5% purchase. I'm going to go in, I'm going to place in an upfront FHA. I'm not going to place in an actual interest rate, so I'm just putting the 3.5% down. I'm going to put a percentage for my 1.75, add it to the upfront. Prepaid days of interest, I like showing 15. Almost always it's a 30-year term on this. I would then go in my closing cost to add in my closing cost fees. Whoops, I added the wrong one. Let's add that FHA. I can go in here and adjust them if I wanted, and then I simply apply it to the loan. And then I can go in my monthly cost, again, either putting a dollar amount or percentages on either the hazard insurance and property tax. And then I can add in reserve months, again, using an average based on the area that you're located in. I do know that these change, and there are some loan officers that the beginning of every month, that's just part of what they do, is they just go in and they adjust those months. Now I have a product template, and the advantage of this is when I'm doing an FHA product, I can now simply just lay this template on top of it versus typing in or doing all these keystrokes to type everything in. So the only thing I'm really going to need to add on my FHA when I'm building a product is an interest rate. The last template is called a strategy template, and a strategy template is basically multiple product templates placed together. So if you're always doing a 5% conventional versus an FHA, you build a pre-built presentation that just lacks the client information, client name, how much they qualify for, and interest rates. So when you're going in to build out that presentation, you simply come in here, you copy it to a new client, and you just place in that minimal information. So you're pushing out a Mortgage Coach presentation in 3 to 5 minutes easily. Any questions on templates? Everyone's quiet. So let's go into the next little area, which is the automated tab. Many of you guys do have automated TCAs. This is where your enterprise has chosen to turn on one of those integrations. In here, you can see we have HomeBot, Jungo, Simple Nexus, Usurpa, Total Expert is in here, Optimal Blue is in here. There is a ton of different integrations that we do have, and we have all of those integrations listed. And I'm going to find that page on our partner page. And when you come down, you would see all of the integrations that we do have already integrated into Mortgage Coach. And what this is just to make it easier for you. We've already started that presentation. Depending on the presentation, it may have pushed over some products, it may not have, but it's that start point. HomeBot is starts that refinance already, so the client is choosing what they want to refinance into, and then they push over that product into Mortgage Coach for you to update with your fees. With Jungo, it pushes over client information. If it does have past information in there, then it will push over the past information as well, so it will start a refinance scenario for you. Jungo and HomeBot are the only two integrations that you do not have to have an enterprise in order for you to turn them on. You can turn them on as a single LO. Let's say that you work with your company and you have Jungo, but the company runs off of a different CRM. You are able to turn on your personal Jungo to be able to pass your information into your Mortgage Coach. Same thing with HomeBot. Simple Nexus is a great one as well. Simple Nexus, as your client enters the information into your phone app or online, either one, it will automatically start creating that total cost analysis for you, and it will update the information as it's pushed in. So if the client goes in and updates something, then it will push it over to Simple Nexus to update that information. But all of them have their benefits for them to go into. We have tons of learning in the product learning. If you go into Mortgage Coach, you will notice that as I go through, and I'm going to actually, there's always over here information for you. There's always videos for you to watch in this section, as well as an MC calendar. Every single Monday, we have an intro to Mortgage Coach. So that is the first class you do want to take, is that intro to Mortgage Coach, and that will dive you in to start getting you to start learning Mortgage Coach. We also have on our first page, and this account doesn't have it, but there's videos that typically pull through here and alert notifications that come through. We have videos that also are right here that you can go through. Strategy template, what is a TCA, what's a rent versus own, search feature, so you can go through and watch these. As you eliminate these videos, new videos do come in as well. We have a online chat, so if I needed help, I could go online and I could chat with someone live. As well as if you are self-driven, you can click on the chat. This is a keyword search. I can start typing in any word and find the presentation that I want to go into. With Mortgage Coach, you also get Rate Watch for free. Rate Watch allows you to keep your fingertip on the pulse of the market to see what's going up, how that movement is happening in the market. We know lately it's been crazy this year as a whole with Rate Watch or with the market. So any questions, and I'm just going to unmute all of you. If you do want to talk, you're welcome to unmute yourself. But if you do have any questions, that's pretty much a quick overview demo of Mortgage Coach. But go ahead.
I have a question about Rate Watch.
Yes.
I was trying to use the same login that I log into my Mortgage Coach, and it didn't work. And if
are you on an iPhone?
No, Samsung. It's Android.
It should work. What I would suggest is resetting your password with Mortgage Coach and then trying again with Rate Watch. So it might not like if you're using a special character. Sometimes Rate Watch is a little particular about the special characters.
And Is that only through the mobile phone? It can't be on the PC, on the computer?
You can do it on the PC, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know where to find it. Let's see if I have it.
Sorry, spicy.
It's all right. I can't catch it from here. Oh, that's not it. So I know there is, if you send a message to support@mortgagecoach.com, they can send you the link for it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Any other questions? And again, if you do have a question, you can unmute yourself. I have unmuted everyone on the call. And no question's a dumb question, because if you have a question, I'm sure someone else has that same question and they're afraid to ask it. Okay, looks like everyone's good. I do want to invite you guys all to our Facebook group. I'm going to place this down into the chat box. This is, even if you're not part of Mortgage Coach, this is a great resource for everyone out in the market. We have people all over in the industry that are constantly bouncing ideas off each other, placing out their different webinars that you could be attending to strengthen your own skills, different ideas that you can have. Actually, we have people all the time in here say, hey, I have a property at this location. Who can help me out that uses Mortgage Coach? So I do suggest coming in here, joining the group if you're not part of the group. And otherwise, if there's no more questions, go ahead and feel free to jump off. I'm going to stick around for a minute just in case there is anyone who wants to chat a little deeper. Thank you guys for attending and have a great day.
Thank you.